Welcome back to another episode of the True Light Show. I'm so excited because this is like finally me, like bridging the clowny aspect of me with the wisdom and the wealth of knowledge that I tapped into all the time. This is amazing because this is how I always wanted to play and talk and speak and interact with all of myself. So, for today's topic, your wealth mirror. What do I mean by this? So, for everybody's different. You have to understand that the techniques, the rituals, how you go about life, your story, everything is so tailor made according to your own soul's frequency, right? So, just because a hammer helped me doesn't mean it's going to help you. Okay. So, you have to understand your way is unique because you are a unique extension of the one consciousness that we all are. So I'm going to tell you my story so you understand what I mean by your wealth mirror. I was hanging on Clubhouse in this random room. Nothing is random, but I'm just speaking in that terms just to, just because I can. And this guy, he's like reading energy or stuff. And I don't know how I was put in a position where he's reading me and he tells me about my abundance blocks. And he says, when you are able to grow a plant and it doesn't die, that's when your abundance will show up. And I knew the resonance of truth behind the words, behind the symbolism, right? How does me growing a plant has anything to do with physical manifestation of money and prosperity and wealth, right? Again, everybody's different. This is my unique personal mirror. I have never been able to grow plants. They all died. Like it was like I was cursed. I'm not kidding you. Even though there was the excitement to have flowers and plant my own cilantro, oregano, like everything that I wanted to do in my backyard, I never could because anything I planted, it never grew. It just died. And I'm like, but I'm watering it. Like I'm here. I'm not, maybe I wasn't watering it all the time. But whatever it was, even if I was there taking care of it, it just didn't work. So this energy started to build up that, okay, I'm not good for plants. I'm just going to like energetically push it away. So once I heard him say, when he said that, I immediately connected the dots. I understood the energy behind me pushing away the plants and not being able to grow plants. That energy was the block, but it was mirrored back to me through not being able to grow plants. So since he said that, I'm like, interesting that this is coming into my awareness. And it shifted. From that day, I remember this is how I grew my first plant. So I used to have chickens. They grew up to be 2 hen and 2 roosters that I had to give away because the rooster were they were reflecting back some energy that I'm like, huh? No, thank you. So after integrating the roosters and then just feeling the peace of letting them go. So while I had the roosters, I would give them the corn to eat. And I remember somehow one of the corns went through the sink hole, right? Into the bottom. And I thought it was gone, right? But eventually what started to happen is these green leaves were germinating out of the sink hole. And I had to like open little top, the lid, and take the little plant out. It was already so rooted. I think I have a picture. I think I took a picture. It was grabbing its root onto all the inside of the pipe. And it was big. Like it was, I don't know, maybe like my hand tall. No, I'm lying. Maybe half of my hand. And it was so beautiful to see that, because that was such a mirror. That was such a direct representation of where I was. It was growing out of the bad water, right? That like the all the residue of where I, wash my hands, wash my teeth. So it was growing out of all the shit, basically, right? It fertilized on the waste. And that's how I was going through a phase in my life where everything was going so bad, so wrong. But I didn't understand that it wasn't really that was going wrong. It was going perfectly. It was a redirection. It was a dissolving of the old me so the new me could actually germinate. And that corn seed that grew up on my sink hole was a direct reflection of the process that I was going through. I knew immediately that that was the symbol of my abundance. I finally grew a plant without even trying to grow it, because it wasn't my intention. It just fell inside of it, you know? So I got excited. I got the little plant and I planted it outside. It did give a little corn, but it wasn't completely like mature, right? So I'm like, oh, it's okay. That means the projects that I'm working through at that moment weren't fully representative of my own mature self, right? So I was getting all the mirror of wealth reflected back. And the only thing that I was doing is following my highest excitement. I was following those little spirit guidance. Do this, do that, even if it made no sense. Like, this is crucial, because you would think, no, I have to go do this because, we need to pay the bills and we need to, like, whatever, right? That's the normal thinking. But I'm at a place where what I really value and care for is complete freedom to be. So I cannot be compromised in my alignment to do stuff that it's not in my highest excitement structure, So my one thing that I knew that was the only reason I was following the formula is because I just wanted to be free from having to do anything I don't want to do. Like, I didn't care if I had no money. I didn't care if I really didn't care about the outside external material stuff. I rather had my freedom to be than anything money could ever buy. That was my number one priority. And because that desire was so strong, I didn't care going through the dissolution of all the things that gave me, quote unquote, security in the material world, right? The financial security, the financial stability, I was willing to let that go if that meant I was going to be free from my own limiting beliefs, free from not having to worry about money. That's the big thing, because I see millionaires, they still worry about money. They're making their money, but they're still worrying. They're worrying that it's going to be taken. They're worrying that there's not going to be enough sales or whatever. I'm like, ew, I want the money and everything, but first it's my freedom. So I sought the freedom first. I sought being myself first. And now those seeds that I planted from that energy of being fully me is starting to germinate, and it's effortless. The one thing that I'm so proud of myself is I don't want to say I don't worry about money completely, but the bars where it's at. It is so, so low. It is almost disappearing from my reality, having to worry, having to even care, having to even want to manage or microanalyze my external world to see where I'm at. I'm almost completely dissolving that program. If I was worrying about money from 100%, maybe I am at a 5%. Okay. And it feels so good to trust that things rearrange in ways that you could not even see it coming. So for me, it was never about the money or the achievements outside or a certification or credentials or look at me, I'm doing this or nothing. I just wanted my freedom to do whatever I wanted to do. If I wanted to do nothing, I wanted the freedom to do nothing. I wanted the freedom to daydream and to be in my imagination. My imagination is my most precious gift I have, and I love it. Every time I spend time just with myself in my own little Jahida world, it's the best place there is. There's no place like my imagination, the things I do there. And then watching it slowly become materialized with no effort, just through, oh, I feel joyful to do this, even if I don't know how it connects, how I'm going to pay the bills tomorrow. But that's what I do. And that's what we do in Reflectory. And that's what I help people do. They don't see it. Oh my God. And for me, it's so easy to see it. So I help you through it. I help you through the process to get in contact with your true guidance, so you can act exactly from that play state. I call it the play state. And life becomes wonderful. It's not that you're not going to have challenges. You're going to want the challenges. Once you know your true self, you're going to want the challenge because you know what that means. It means you will break through another level and layer of yourself that was currently invisible. And now it's going to become visible, and you're going to have more understanding of what you are, the infinite nature of your being. That's the most exciting, ecstatic, orgasmic state to be in, is to know thyself. And we all have different ways of knowing thyself. So when you find yours, you respect and you honor your way. You don't betray your way for no one, for nothing outside in the illusion, in the world of form, which is just the past of your own energy. So I'm trying to go back to, where did we started this conversation at? I completely forgot. I was just taken. Oh, yes, the wealth mirror. You guys, and I am preparing my Patreon again. And this will sound very, very vulnerable, because I'm working through blocks here. When I decided to embark on my journey of, now that I have the freedom, now that I can do whatever I want, and that my energy has been readjusted in a way that everything that comes to me, it's good. There's nothing bad ever. Like, I automatically can see why that is there and what's the gem behind the apparent darkness, behind the apparent attack, or people coming after me or whatever. I can see why it's there and how to integrate that mirror so I can get the gem. So I can get that aspect of me that they are mirroring back, right? So I decided, once I was already so free to be me, and I was like so happy and joyful, and that my little plants are now growing. Some still die, but overall I have like maybe 10. I have a lot. I have a lot of plants now, but 10 that I have to continuously water them. The rest that are in the yard, kind of like they survive on their own. I don't know, but they're good. They're flourishing, and I'm like, oh my God. My cilantro died yesterday, so that was like a no. But overall, I'm doing a great job. Like how I'm interpreting the plants where they're at as my symbol of my mirror of wealth, right? Now that I have that freedom to be me, I started thinking, so now that I'm not attached to anything in the world because I gained what I wanted, which is me, the remembrance of what I am, right? The remembrance that I am God. We are God. There's no separation. If you feel God is outside of you, there are still programs to integrate, mirrors to integrate, so you can feel and have the experience that you're coming from that essence of God. So now that I have that, I was thinking, how do I want to play now? I've never had money. I mean, I've had money to the degree of it would keep the lifestyle that I had, regardless of what I was doing, but it was always in the ceiling. And and I really didn't care because I was so joyful with the freedom and the awareness and the realization of what I am, of what I truly am, that all of that became like, I don't care. But now that you don't care, now you can play without caring, without being attached to anything, whether it comes about it to fruition or not. You really don't care because it doesn't give you anything in terms of the fulfillment, the inner fulfillment, right? Of course, it'll gives you more commodity, more, I mean, comfortability or whatever. I don't deny that, yes. But it's not something that something external can give it to me, right? The external is the reflection of me. So instead of me going through after the millions to get my freedom, I got my freedom first. Now I can play to get the millions. And that's why I am opening a new, I'm opening up my Patreon, a new program. It's not a program. It's just me documenting my way to $1 million. I don't care if it takes me 20 years, 50 years. I don't care because what I'm doing is just playing. I'm not hustling. I haven't worked since I haven't worked. The thing that I've been doing for money, it's not work, it's play. It feels like play, and I'm going to continue to make sure it feels like play on my way to $1 million. So I decided to have my own business. So I do my thing that people call their job or their work from home, online. And at the same time, I've been building my business. And I will not hustle. I will not work hard. I will not do things I don't want to do in order to get money. I won't ever. I put my foot on the ground. Like, I know it. So I want to document in real time. And if you want to watch that journey, I'm going to be sharing everything, like all my vulnerabilities, all the blocks that I have to face to dissolve in order to keep following my highest excitement and for it to feel ease and playful. The only hard, quote unquote, hard work that I face is just dissolving the darkness, is dissolving the program, is realizing what the program or the mirror is there to tell you so you can integrate, because feeling through the blocks as if they're real, that's the most difficult part for me in my experience. Other than that, once that energetic dissolution is done, the physical, the 3D, it's nothing. Like, things just come to me in the physical reality. But the real work I do is in the 4D, on the imagination, on the energetics of it, in feeling through the emotional and mental layers of it, and my nervous system regulation and dysregulation, because it's both. It's not just one. So that's for me the real hard work. Other than that, my 3D is ease, is flow, it's surrender, is trust more and more. So I will be documenting everything, the story. So if you want to follow up with that story, I will be opening up very, very soon a $22 membership on Patreon. I will not hold back anything, like even the things that I'm ashamed of, because the programs of shame will come up. Like, I don't know what blocks I have of becoming a millionaire, although I was tapping into them yesterday. And that's gonna be like my first video that I will be recording probably after I finish this one. It's gonna go up to my Patreon, it's not going to be video. It will be audio. And eventually, when the guidance is there for me to fully put myself on camera, it will happen. But for right now, it's going to be, I'm thinking it's going to be every time I feel the inspiration to share something, a breakthrough or something, significant on the path. I will be sharing it, and I will be doing lives eventually, as in maybe recording it live with the people who are there and taking any questions if you guys, have. So, but this is like a long-term project. Like I have no rush. I have no rush. Why? Because I enjoy each moment. This moment is not better than what it's to come for me, because I already reached what I wanted, which is being me, remembering who I am. And that's what ayahuasca gave me, remembering, oh man, we are God. I am God. Like having the real experience of, fuck, I am the light. I am the way, as Jesus said, right? So, everything that you need to know that I'm going to be going through, it's there. Sharing uncensored, real, raw talks. So if you want to be a part of it, everything is going to be on my website. I'm still working in updating my website. By the time this video comes out, probably it's going to be done. And if it's not done, just try to find a way to contact me, because I'm taking my time with everything that I do. Like I enjoy every piece of movement, everything that I do. Like every moment is just inspired action, because I did not tolerate me doing anything that wasn't coming from alignment. I had to say no to so many things. Like, no, this is my home frequency. I'm going to stay in my home frequency and face that mirror's reaction to me, so I can dissolve the program that had created that reality. That's how devoted I was to my alignment, and to get to a place where I can speak what's honest in the moment and not fearing no one's reaction for me not feeding into the program that we share. That has been a very pivotal point in my life, is having the authority to say no with no explanation. It's just not my highest excitement, period. And having to practice that in reflectorium, which it allows you to do that. Like if you come, the stage is yours. I'm not preaching. I guide you, but you take the stage if you need it, whomever needs it. So we let the one speak through whomever vessel is available at that moment for their own expansion and growth. So the Patreon tier is going to be called $1,000,000 Diary. And it will be amazing. I can already feel the excitement of me sharing everything that I ever wanted to share, and not feeling ashamed of being judged or ridiculed for the things that I feel and my limiting beliefs showing up. Because that's one of the things that I see people in reflectorium pull back, is they think they are the program. So they don't want to speak about it, because somehow they feel they're going to be judged, because they think it's them when it's not you. So when you see it in your real time, when I help you realize you're not those programs that's keeping you small and keeping you feeling guilty and keeping you feeling ashamed or feeling whatever you're feeling, that's not you, you'll release it. You'll dissolve it. It's going to be easier for you to dissolve it. All the trauma you don't know you carry, it just naturally, it gets exposed in the field. It's a group mirroring field. And things get exposed, and you get the opportunity to transmute it and release it. I'm going to have 2 tiers. The field, Reflectorium, the field, which is now $97 a month. And I'm going to have the intensive that is still on the works. It is where we are going to do the processing for you. We are going to process. We are going to clear your energetic circuitry. It's going to be, of course, very high ticket, But if you cannot afford that, you can come into the group, into the $97 tier, where you get access to me. Like, you're not watching old video recordings. It's real time integration. It's real time movie. It's what's happening in your life right now that you're dealing with, that you have no clue of. The energies that are creating that scenario, that circumstance, that experience. That's what gets exposed in Reflectorium. And you get direct access to me, which is one of the things that I felt like you would enroll into this very, very expensive courses, and you don't even have access to them, right? It's just them giving you a taster of their container. Right here, you get direct access to me. Like, I'm just dissolving all that barrier shit, you know, and you get to speak to me. Now, this price, you know, it's for now. We'll see eventually if it rises. So if you want to lock in this price, come into our space. Every week we meet for an hour and a half, and we have amazing, amazing breakthroughs. And I encourage you to find out what your wealth mirror is on the outside world, and let me know in the comments. If this resonated with you, please like, share, and follow. Subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you at our next True Light Show rant. Love you. Bye-bye.